Aloha YouTube, ZeroMagnumX here with a zombie deck profile update. If you saw my previous video, I'm redoing this video so I can be a little bit more clear and concise. I also recorded that last video at like 4 AM, which wasn't the best of ideas. Alright, without further ado, here's the deck. First we have 2 Grim Corpseborns. He's really good, he comes into play tapped. You can sacrifice another creature, give him 1/1, and he untaps. He won't untap on your upkeep, but that's okay because you can untap him by completely recycling grave crawlers with him. It's 1 mana a turn, but you can feed him forever. Likewise, too, you have whenever he attacks, he pops an opponent's creature and gets 1/1, so he'll swing for 7 the first time he's attacking. That's pretty beefy for a monster, and he keeps those 1/1 counters. Grave Crawler's pretty self-explanatory, it can't block and it just comes back. Okay, next we have Phyrexian Crusader, who's really good. There's a lot of white-red out, so he has First Strike, Pro-Red, Pro-White, and Infect, so I can poison my opponent to death. Undead Alchemist, it's at 4/2. That's how he was before. The only debate I have is I'm going to drop Alchemist and Lich from the deck and put in 2 Grimgrin to make it a Grimgrin deck. I may try it out, I'm not sure yet. We have 4 Cemetery Reapers, which is really good. This guy gives all your other zombies 1/1, pumps him up, and then he's a zombie token generator. Okay, this guy is not this guy. This guy is supposed to be Diagraph Captain, which I'm going to go over here to show you guys. This is what he looks like. The site, for some reason, does not have him, and I'm not entirely sure why. Anyway, he costs 1 any, 1 blue, 1 black. He has Death Touch. Other zombie creatures you control get +1/+1, and whenever another zombie you control dies, target opponent loses a life. He has another win condition and another way to buff, so you have an 8-set buff set for your deck. Pretty powerful, pretty efficient. Lich just allows you to bring back your zombies for the most part, or if you're facing an opposing blue and black deck, you can steal their monsters from the graveyard. He's not that bad. We have 3 Vapor Snags. Vapor Snag returns a target creature, so there's those problematic Inkmoth Nexuses and a bunch of other cards you can just return and they lose a life. You can set back some of your opponent's cards, some of the Titans and so on that are so big. 4 Mana Leak, your deck's slower, so you got to slow down your opponent with you. It's pretty self-explanatory. Same reasoning for Ratchet Bombs here. You got to slow down, and there's going to be crazy token decks out there, so this thing will just pop tokens for free. It's not a bad thing. Okay, 2 Sword of Body and Mind, pretty self-explanatory. And Crusader, he allows Crusader have pro all colors but black and artifacts. So he's probably getting through and being a wolf generator for you and milling your opponent to death. Okay, up next are the lands. You have 4 Darkslick Shores, 4 Drowned Catacombs, 8 Island, and 7 Swamps. The islands and swamps don't matter that much in the ratio since the deck's about even, but it's there. Lastly, we have Jace Memory Adept. He's a draw engine, he's a mill engine, and he's a ridiculous engine. Okay, first up, it's draw a card and target player puts the top card of his or her library to his or her graveyard. So you draw 1, mill 1, 2 Evers on the board. 0, they mill 10, and for the -7, any number of target players draws 20 cards. So if his -7 goes off, it's kind of funny because if they only have 20 cards because you've been milling them to death, you can make your opponent basically lose the game at that point. So it's pretty funny, pretty ridiculous, and it can give you advantage and set up your hand if he gets to that point and you're playing that long haul game. Hopefully you don't get to that point, but you never know. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the zombie deck. I hope you want to give it a try and see what directions you're taking, and share your zombie decks with me. I know you can't really comment, but you can say, hey, check out my channel, it's got a zombie deck on there, and I wouldn't mind you showing it off to me, or whatever, however you want to word it, you know. Anyway, this is the zombie deck. It is made on mtgdeckbuilder.net. I had to Google it, which is kind of weird. I just typed in MTG Deck Builder and it came up. You just had to look for the link, and that's all guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and ZeroMagnumX out. Peace YouTube.